2023 slowly comes to its end, and while investors, traders and institutions rack their brains behind the graphs and projections to determine what the price of Bitcoin will be at the end of 2023, the new year is approaching more and more inexorably. 2024 will be an important year for crypto investors due to the Bitcoin halving that will take place around April, but it will be even more important for a long series of events of global importance that will occur. Here are some examples, just to name a few. The BRICS presidency awarded to Russia, presidential elections in El Salvador, Pakistan, Venezuela, Indonesia, Ukraine, Russia, Mexico, Georgia, USA, and last but not least, the parliament elections of European Union. Furthermore, for all EU residents, the MiCA, or the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, which was approved in the European Official Journal last 20 of June 2023, will come into operation in two main phases. The first on the 30th of June, the second on the 30th of December 2024. This must be considered for a long-term perspective and the potential bull run of Bitcoin, the period of time during which its maximum of this cycle could occur. Given the historical significance of the event, and given that the spot ETFs are already operational in Europe, a scenario of a maximum peak for Bitcoin before the second date of the entry into force, the 30th of December 2024, cannot be ruled out. It's not intended to be a prediction, but rather an observation, that is, making sure that we have more data available to try to capture what future scenarios could be and adapt to them as quickly as possible, protecting ourselves from all the relevant risks. According to data analyzed by blockchain intelligence platform Arkham, nearly 5% of all existing Bitcoin, around 1 million BTC, is currently held in cryptocurrency wallets controlled by cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. Arkham said that these coins are worth more than $25 billion at the current market price. However, Arkham also noted that Coinbase only owns about 10,000 of all the Bitcoin it holds, worth about $200 million. Why we are talking about this now? To remind us that the Bitcoin halving will lead to a halving of the reward for mined blocks. Therefore, if the miners remain the same, just as the number of users who in some way have to do with Bitcoin, example, small investors, funds, companies, etc., will remain the same, the much-named supply shock could occur.
Shock!
We could therefore experience, for the first time in history of Bitcoin, brief moments of the emptiness in the exchange order books, which could lead to unexpected reactions, both from people and from the fiat price of Bitcoin. There is a lot of talk about Bitcoin. And what will happen to altcoins? Where are the glorious times when the most of us woke up like this in the morning looking at CoinMarketCap? The answer is that, at the right time, probably already in 2024, the wind will change and we will return to talking about altcoins again. There will be mind-blowing APYs again, and someone will remove some dust from some old phrases like, for example, the blockchain for large companies will be HBAR, for interbank transactions will be XRP, that will include all financial institutions will be XLM, for real-world data will be LINK, for a multiverse system will be EGLD, for distributed storage will be FIL, for EVM scaling tools will be MATIC. At this point, we must also make a mention to BlackRock, one of the main global investment management companies, which has presented its request for a spot ETF on Bitcoin, which could see its light in 2024. Larry himself, in a recent interview, highlights the general level of the fear, and it's precisely when everyone is afraid that only some take risks and start developing and building, thus laying the foundations for future waves of greed. Potentially, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF could be approved by March 2024. The block 840,000 is currently scheduled for April 16. Maybe nothing, just a coincidence. Or perhaps this could be the catalyst or one of many catalysts for the next bull run. One thing is certain, accumulating an entire Bitcoin could be more increasingly difficult than it's already now. We are approaching the 2-year moving average. It's time to act accordingly. Remember that quote: first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And now some advice, not financial, but simply common sense to start 2024 on top. Opt for self-custody of your bitcoins. Always hold the private keys. Ignore the price. We are too early for this nonsense. Ignore all the news about Bitcoin. This new asset is too young and misunderstood to rely on the options of some internet gurus. Study Bitcoin. This is crucial, otherwise you run the risk of treating it simply as a speculation, another investment like so many others, another move to get in and out of. It is not the case. Bitcoin is a radical change of thought and requires study and work to arrive at this understanding. After your careful research, consider holding for a minimum of 4 years. The asset is still young. Some people compare it to selling Apple shares in the early 2000s. A real shame. After all, what could be so bad if we just hold a few little bitcoins?